Protein time! We are on to our third of the important molecules. We did carbs, we did lipids, and now we're going to do something with proteins. Proteins do everything. So the carbs and the lipids are energy. Nucleic acids we'll see in a couple days, but that's DNA and RNA. They do genetics. Literally everything else that a living thing could ever do, a protein does. It does all of the things, all the functions. Their monomer is called an amino acid, and their polymer is called a polypeptide. Technically, a protein is many polypeptides together. Here are some things that proteins do. The one at the top that's in bold is going to come back in these notes, so hold on to it for a minute. But enzymes can also be used, proteins can also be used for storage of energy like egg yolks. It can be some hormones like insulin is a protein. You have muscle proteins that help to move. There are antibodies in your immune system that help to defend you from diseases. There are parts of cell membranes that deal with moving things in and out of a cell or telling other cells what to do. Those are all proteins. There are also some structural ones like collagen, like the stuff your nose is made out of. So proteins do a lot of things. It's easier just to say that they perform all the functions. If we try to list them all, you'd need many more than one page. So let's talk about amino acids for a second. The reason they're called that is because they have a thing that's called an amino group, which is this purple one over here, and a thing that's called a carboxylic acid, which is this red one over here. So amino acid, that's where the name comes from. The important thing you should know is that there's a different part. So there's the purple part, the red part, this part in the middle, and then there's an R group. This just means that there's something else attached. That R group is the important part because it's what's going to give them their special properties. You don't have to remember any of these right now. When you get to, I think it's Bio B, there's a table you'll get with all of these on there. So don't worry about it for right now. What I want you to see from this is that each one of these little highlighted spaces is a different shape. And those different shapes give them their different properties. So polar ones can dissolve with water. Non-polar ones will not. They have positive charges, they have negative charges. There's lots of things. So a protein can change depending on what combo you do of these. Polypeptide is many amino acids bonded together with covalent bonds. They do have different structures. So primary structure is just literally the list of amino acids. And then they kind of all fold up like this in different structures. Wow, I just said that. I was ahead of myself. Once we get to making a polypeptide, it twists and folds up. It makes a very, very specific shape. This shape, it looks kind of random. Like this is a computer model of a real protein. It looks like a bunch of confetti just got thrown on the floor, but it is super important because that folding, that shape is determining what the protein does. If the shape is wrong, then the protein can't do that thing. That's called denaturing. Now, there are some times when proteins just aren't built right to begin with. That has to do with a problem with the DNA. But proteins can also be denatured. They lose their shape and they fall apart. This means it's broken and it doesn't work anymore. Whatever it was supposed to do, it can't do. So if it was some very important life thing, then, well, you can't do it anymore. Denatured basically means it falls apart. This could be because the temperature is too hot or too cold. There's acids, there's bases, all kinds of things could make them fall apart. So the shape of a protein is super, super, super important. Here's an example. This is actually a genetic one, not a denaturing one. Sickle cell anemia is a disease where red blood cells, instead of looking circle like this, they look like that, kind of like a banana or a sickle shape. That is because one amino acid is wrong. And that causes these blood cells to be shaped weird, and they get stuck in your blood vessels, and they cause a lot of pain and blood clots and all kinds of other issues, like you can't get enough oxygen. There's a lot of problems with it. So just because one protein was wrong, your entire body suffers for it if you have sickle cell anemia. There's many other examples. Just one quick one. So enzymes, remember? Back here I said enzymes is going to come back in a second. Here it is. An enzyme is a protein that acts as a catalyst. And a catalyst means that it makes a reaction go. It doesn't make it happen, it just makes it happen faster. So your body has thousands and thousands of different enzymes. Without them, you would be dead. The basic job of an enzyme is to either break something apart or put something together. We are going to do some activities and things with enzymes, but they are special proteins. And their names usually end in ACE, A-S-E. Here's how an enzyme works. It matches up with whatever molecule it's trying to either break or build. That is called its substrate. The enzyme allows it to break apart or come together, and then it releases the product and starts over again. You can see down here, it takes a little smiley green one, has them break in half, lets it go, and it's ready to start again. Enzymes are how all of our food gets broken down. Enzymes are how our cells make new molecules. It's involved in things like photosynthesis. So enzymes are super, super, super important. They do all these things. And we're going to see them over and over again in this class, and we're going to have some examples of them too. So let's do a quick backtrack. You should know what a protein does. You should know an amino acid are the small pieces, and there are many different ones that have different properties, but they all have that same top part. Again, you don't have to memorize any of these. They are just here for you to see. You'll see more about them later. Secret word will be amino acid, by the way. Polypeptide is many of them put together. That's the polymer. And the shape is super important. If not, it becomes denatured and then it doesn't work and it could cause problems. Enzymes are specific proteins that help reactions go faster. Got it? Okay, let me know if you have any questions. See you next time.